This is James Lupton, delighted to be joined with Liam Cameron. Liam, how are you, mate?
Good mate, how are you?
Yeah, very good. Thank you. Thanks for joining me today. First things first, I want to take you back to October. You went back into the ring for the first time in 5 years. How did that feel? Talk to me about the emotions you felt that night.
Hey, it were good emotions. It were good to be back. I never thought I'd fight again, to be fair. Um, Maybe I shouldn't have boxed that night, but I'm too eager beaver. It's either all or nothing. I've never weighed above 12 stone in my life, really. So boxing at 13, 6, 7 were it, were a massive difference, you know what I mean? So I'm like a stone and a half under that now.
Talk to me about the journey you've been on. It's been, excuse me, traumatic. Like you mentioned, you never thought you'd box again. Um, and, not even just in terms of your career in boxing, but also personal side, family things. There's a lot of things that happened to you during the times you was out of the ring. How do you overcome everything that's been thrown at you?
Good question, that. How do I overcome it? Think, yeah, you just have to. I think it's either you just get chucked into a pool and you either sink or you swim. And luckily, I'm a good swimmer. Not in water, but in life. I'm a survivor, aren't I? It's been so hard. Just visualizing where I am now, and like I'm 14 months no drink. Um, Constantly in gym since my last fight. Been sparring twice a week. Look at the size of my nose. I had a good few whacks of a day on it, and it's a bit swollen. But do you know what? It's best sport in the world, isn't it? Very honest to you, this sport.
Do you feel as much of a fighter outside of the ring as you do inside it?
Yeah, definitely. It's mad. I don't know if it's because I've got a bit older, but people ask for my advice, and like I always downgrade myself, and people say I shouldn't do this. I'm just an average kid, aren't I? Do you know what I mean? And like for people to ask me advice, how do I do this? Am I so strong? After you hear it 10 times, you think, after about 100 times, it's like, wow, everyone must think the same. So it's like sitting in, I must be a tough kid.
Absolutely. You mentioned you never thought you'd box again. What point did you feel that you would box again and you would get back in the gym and back in the ring?
But you know what it were? It were a mad one. So I room with my mate, Hassan. Probably seen him on my Instagram. He's a good lad who I have around me. Funny. And he went, "Oh, they're all slagging you off in gym. Not in a bad way. He'll never come back, Liam. He's too far gone now." Obviously, not just saying it because I were 128 kilo. If I would have said I were going to come boxing, he'd have laughed at me because I was massive. I was probably drunk saying it coming back. But he said, "Look, they're all saying you're not going to come back. You're finished." And I couldn't let that sit. From people I've grown up with, I thought, maybe it were a tactic from him. I don't know, but I went down to the gym to see him, and Grant put it on me within like a couple of hours. Went, right, you're back training Tuesday. You're gonna be training with Pierce. Yeah, you got to do everything right. You don't miss no days. But Grant would have thought like might have not been dedicated, with my size, and am I gonna mess him around by Mr. Dyson's?
Talk about your mindset. Why have you not missed a day since?
Do you know what it is? I've got four. Well, I could have loads, but I've put in my head I've got 4 years. So I'm going to give these 4 years everything because I don't want to look back in 4 years and go, oh, I should have done this. I don't want holidays. I don't want fun. I get fun at home with my kids and my girlfriend. And I want to build a successful life for them, whether that's anything I can achieve. It all goes to my kids and our future. I want to take them on holidays, obviously later on in time. I want to do good things for them because do you know what it were when I was bad heavy on drink? I weren't mentally around. Do you know what I mean? And it's a bit hard to take because I weren't mentally there. I were losing plot. Of proper losing plot. Didn't know what were right and what were wrong. Mental. Didn't care if I died or anything. I don't want this to be a sob story, but didn't care. If I had a fight on the street, I wouldn't be bothered. Like there were no fear factor because I thought I'm not even bothered if I die. So what can bother me? And now I've got my life back and good things. It's completely different now. I'm like, I want to have a good life. I want to do this and that, and I want to be healthy for my kids. It's like I've just grew up overnight.
Do you feel your hunger, your ambition, and your drive has just multiplied since you've overcome all this stuff?
Yeah, 100%. And I know, like, my last performance didn't show that, but the grit I've got and I train in that gym, I'm one of dedicated in gym. I'm not going to say I'm the dedicated because that wouldn't be fair because there's too many in. I'd say I'm one of the dedicated kids in that gym. I turn up, I do my stuff, and I'll even stay an extra couple of hours and watch all sparring, everything. I'm visualizing everything, taking bits off everyone, and they probably won't even realize I'm doing it, but I'm doing it. And yeah, what can I say? It's been a mad journey
Talk
and a
there.
fast one.
Yeah. Everyone always says, iron sharpens iron. You surround yourself, champions build champions, things like that. You're in a great gym at the Steel City gym. You got your Sonny Edwards, you got your um, Dalton Smith, you got your Thomas Assomba, who's European champion. All these guys in there and the levels they're at, and I know you've got your own aspirations to win a British title and things like that. Does this push you and help get you to where you want to be?
Yeah, and let's not forget there's Lerone Richards, the super middleweight king. He's done it all. What's a better guy to guide me through that journey he's already been? I told him today, if I could win half of what you've done, I'll be an happy man. And we help each other, push each other, and it's good people in that gym. There's, from what I know up to now, there's no slyness. Um, People tell you how it is. People are friendly, welcoming. Like Junaid the other day said, "Do you need any sparring gloves, Liam? Out at Bloodwood, does he want to get me some?" And like me being who I am, I've got a pair, and if I've got a pair, I'd rather not take them off you than give them someone else what needs them. And even bits like that, people helping is unbelievable.
Absolutely. Do I want to mention him there, Lorraine Richards? Probably the perfect, person to have in the gym with yourself, super middleweight, like you say. He's been there, done it all. IBL world title. He's a great, great fighter. And for you, I suppose the perfect sparring partner, somebody to learn next to and learn from as well.
Yeah. So what it were mad. So I were about at this point about 95 kilo, and I'm begging Pierce after 2 weeks, let me spar Lerone. Still thinking I've got it. Do you know what I mean? Still thinking, oh, I'm fast as I were. I couldn't even. I couldn't even hit him first couple of rounds. But like the development up from that has been good. It's brilliant, Jim. It's not just a gym; it is a family. Like I've passed my British Boxing Board of Control exam today, and Grant, Brian, and Pierce all paid for it for me. It's a family, the gym. I was there in 2002, the first day it opened.
You mentioned that you see past your qualifications there, your bits and pieces with the board. Talk about that because that's obviously the next step for yourself at something longevity wise after you hang up the gloves in the ring, a career outside of the ring. How important is that to you? And again, did you ever think that would happen to you?
No, I didn't think there was no future in my life. I just existed, if that's a word. I just existed, and like I'm training one of the best female fighters in the welterweight division, Bree Wright. I don't know if you've heard her or anything. She's unbelievable talent. She's been taking me up, watching her spar Natasha Jonas and like watching her through them spars and trying to guide her. And she trusts me, and I think I've got knowledge. You know what I mean? I've been there since I was 8 years old. There's not much I ain't seen, to be fair.
How does it make you feel that somebody else wants to put their progression and their career in your hands?
It's a bit hard it's a bit it's lovely, but it's a bit hard to take because like from me being where I were in life, it's like it's hard for me to take praise or anything for how low I were. Do you know what I mean? So it's sometimes hard to take praise, but she's working really good. She's improving. It's just unbelievable how far she's coming and pushing. Trains as hard as me.
Are you a different person compared to the Liam Cameron who fought, say, Sam Sheedy 5, 6 years ago?
Yeah, yeah. I'm more of a people person now. If I can, if I can help you and go out my way, I will. My day gets took up a long time for helping people and stuff, and like people, I give me a number out to people who's like suffering bad, and I have chats with them all day. And sometimes it can get much, but I'm willing to do that to help people. And yeah, it's it's good to have that behind me. It weren't good going through it, but God's planning it.
So I was going to ask you, how does it feel to be that person that somebody can rely on when you know how it is to need somebody to rely on?
It's mad. It's just come out of blue. It's like it's mad. It's like we watch Bruce Almighty when he gets that God hand and he like asking him all questions. It's a bit like that because I didn't expect it to happen. It's just happened where people get paragraphs of people like saying how much I've been inspired and people I don't even know from all over the place. I've got someone coming from Sweden to come and watch me fight and Ireland and everything. And this were a lad. When I went ABAs, I didn't sell a ticket and it were in Sheffield. Do you know what I mean? All I do is gym and home, gym and home.
You
And
mentioned it's God's plan. Everything happens for a reason. Although as shit it was at the time, do you feel it obviously was meant to be for you to get to this person that you are now?
yeah, I definitely do. I've got to put full faith into that because I'm a definitely better fighter than I were mentally. And people might disagree with that. I'm just so mature now with age. And this, what's the saying? You're too wise. You're too wise, too late, but it's not too late. I'm only 33, do you know what I mean? Just. I'm 33 and like, I feel so much better. I don't have to drag myself. Before when I was training, I'm telling you now, I was dragging myself to the gym. I hated it. Couldn't get up in the morning. Um, cheated on my diets. Now I don't do that. And that's part of being uh, the experience. It's got to be. Because I know how bad I've been on scales, like nearly crying. I'm that weak. Then, like, I've been at Bath once, losing £9, and my girlfriend's gone. So and so's pulled out with a table. I'm like screaming, going, "What?" I'm thinking, why am I in this bath? And I've just lost 500 quid there with tickets. What am I doing it for? I hate it. But I'm a lot better now. I can angle it better.
Would you say the Liam Cameron of 5 years ago was a naive fighter, a young man who was potentially in it just for the money, in it for the title of being a professional boxer?
Um, what happened to me is I had a good run, and the amount of money I was getting paid to fight were ridiculous. Listen, I didn't even get paid sometimes. So realistically, that is like, oh, can I do this? You can't work and be a full time boxer like at this level. I know I'm not at that level, but I'm training like that level. It's just impossible. And I just think we're not getting paid. We're no motivation. And I'm thinking, what am I doing it for? I'm just turning up here. And I think it affected me big time. I boxed for Commonwealth title. I come out with 5.5 grand. I was a away fighter with all odds against me. But I knew, I thought, this is it. If I can win this, I know I'm better than the kid. I know the pedigree I've got. I know all I spar with. And a lot of world champions have used me and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Sport best in Britain. I'm sparring best in world now. And I believe in myself.
With that belief and that newfound mindset, come February the 9th, your next fight, and obviously after that, say you're aiming for a British title, that's your aspiration, that's your, excuse me, ambition. What is the plan for you? How do you want to stay active? Are you looking to, like I say, jump straight into these fights? How long realistically until you get to a
Well,
British title? I know you mentioned 4 years. Is that a 4 year goal to a British title, or is that until?
no. So right, what happened is I had my last fight, and I had a fight for a British eliminator. I don't know if it was final against a guy called Adam Eppel. I were already been training non-stop, and next day I went in gym. When do you want to take this fight? Adam Eppel has had 4 fights. One for he's not a bad kid. He's come from kickboxing. I went, I'm taking it. Trained for that for 3 weeks. He pulled out, so that we're off. So it's come to this time. Gonna get this fight out of the way, then that's it. Big fights. The big fights. I'm sparring hard. I sparred Callum Simpson now twice, this week and last week. I spar Lerone all the time. I'm in with the best people what you can be in. Now, I think both of them two beat the current British champion. So it's I'm in with the big boys now, and I'm buzzing for that. If you would have told me, oh, you're gonna when I were at my worst, oh, you're gonna spar with Lerone Richards, you're gonna fight again, I'd have laughed at you. I'd have rubbed my belly eating my kebab and laughed at you.
Last question, Liam. How proud are you of yourself for where you are now?
Um, I'm okay. I'm okay with it, but it's still in the back of my mind what happened to me, and I don't want to put it on anyone or blame anyone. But no one helped me when I needed it. I had no help. Um, it's not no one's fault, my fault, and I come back stronger, grit my teeth, and we'll see where the future goes, mate.
Why have you come back to boxing? Because a lot of people will leave it behind. I know people who have left it behind after similar situations to you. Why are you back?
It's all I know. Makes me happy. Puts a smile on my face. I love being around boxers. I love fighting. I love to watch street fighting on telly. There's just something about fighting what I love. I'm not saying that in a try to be like a macho man, but it's just true. I love it. It's all I know, and I've done it from an 8-year-old. It's been programmed into my AI. So
Perfect. Well, Liam, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for your time. All the best of luck for February the 9th.
no,
Look forward to seeing you
thank
again.
you.
Thanks, mate.